We have to back up once again, go back to 1986, 1987. A crazy album. I mentioned like Uptown and Andre Harrell. Andre Harrell had put out this record. It was an album called Uptown's Kicking It. On there he had Heavy D and Vanessa Sinquist, and like I said, he had Groove Breed Chill, which I said I don't even remember a song by them, but I just remember Chill on the album cover, standing there crazy in the B-boy stands. So the Uptown Kicking It single was a really crazy hot single. So that album, I recorded that album for my cousin. Like I said, he was collecting records and had the 2 turntables and the microphone, so I collected that album from him. And then so off of there, Heavy D, he had, I think the Mr. Big Stuff single was actually on that album, if I'm not mistaken. But if it wasn't, that was a single to come later. So Heavy D and the boys, they dropped their album called Big Time. As I recall, like I said, I was going to the Star Palace. I had saw Heavy D and the boys perform twice. You know, they came through and performed Mr. Big Stuff, and I think that was the only song they performed. You know, they would get on stage for like 10 minutes or 15, 30 minutes and do some songs you hadn't heard, maybe like some demos, and then they would perform the single, Mr. Big Stuff. And then he performed, when he came back the second time, he performed another new joint that he had, that he was going to drop on the album. But now when the album dropped, well, what was that album called? Living Large. Heavy D's Living Large. Now this album was a crazy album also. So first of all, he came through with Mr. Big Stuff. Like, I'm rough and tough and all that stuff. I make you dance and prance till you huff and puff. There's just no way you can get enough of me. Oh, Mr. Big Stuff. I'm the motivator, Prince Dominator, MC Heavy D, constant weight gainer. And when I choose the way not to lose, I stay this way so that I can move. MCs around who front and frown. They go round for round. I go pound for pound. And then Heavy had the crazy presence on the record. I was already gone from his stage performance. He had the crazy, like, kind of gruffy voice that he's spitting out. And that was the thing with me with MCs. It was like you had to have that passion in your voice with your delivery of your rhymes. Like if you go back and you listen to Heavy D on that Living Large album, he had that passion in his delivery, and the way he was spitting just kind of grabbed you. And even listening to Salt and Pepper, like their first album and their second album, if you listen to them, they had that passion and that gruff in their voice and that you know, delivery, that seriousness, like they're putting some effort and some energy into this and delivering their rhymes. So that was like an influential part of MCs on me at the time. So this this album, you know, he had the song Nikes, which he basically just gave away some free promotion for Nikes, which a lot of rappers are still doing today, that they did a lot more back then. He made a whole song called Nikes. He said, Nikes on forum, this cause I bore them, and on the basketball court is where I sport them. He had the whole song about Nikes. Nike, talking about like my crew wear Nikes, we all wear Nikes, and just bigging up the company. Like this is how black people today, they love Nike sneakers, like because of songs like that. And BDP was promoting Nikes too without getting any money, just giving them free advertising, and probably not one black person ever worked at Nike ever during that time. But they were getting free promotion, you know, from rappers and everybody else. But anyway, on to that. So on another crazy track on there was Money Earning Mount Vernon. So he took that track from the I forget the name of the R&B group who made Money, but he made that into a hot rap song. And what else was a crazy track on there? The slow jam that he did where he was talking, you know, to his girl, talking about he's on tour and I'm making money now, you know, and I'm getting paid. So now I want to come back and I want to marry you, and I can see us at our wedding. That was a little nice slow joint. If you want to listen to that and send that to your girl and tell her that story that Heavy was telling to his girl, you know, make your girl feel good. So that was a nice track on there. Let me think of some other tracks on there. But anyway, I can't really think of any more tracks, but that whole entire album was produced by Eddie F. And I think Marley Marl may have had a track or two on there. But Eddie F. at this time when I'm looking at this album, like Eddie F was a dope producer, and then along in the future he was producing with the Untouchables. I have no idea who the Untouchables were, but I did know who Eddie F was because he was in the Heavy D and the Boys crew. And so that album was really, really crazy and really influential on me. I had that album on tape, and on the back of that tape, I had UTFO, their Lethal album. So I already talked about the Lethal album, how crazy it was by UTFO, and that album was produced by Howie T and Full Force. So those were two crazy albums, that had a crazy influence on me and my hip hop culturalness, whatever you want to call it.